The Amazon is a colossal mystery, and it's one of the subjects that I explore in depth in America before.
Prepare to have your mind blown. Massive, hidden structures in the Amazon are shaking up everything we thought we knew about ancient civilization. Recently, on Joe Rogan's podcast, he talked about uncovered earthworks, intricate causeways, and circular geoglyphs that reveal sophisticated engineering that defies the untouched jungle myth. These megalithic wonders, found in places like the Acre geoglyphs and Santarem, may even align with celestial events, hinting at an advanced worldview lost to time. Are you ready to question our entire understanding of history? Hidden metropolis. For centuries, the thick forests and rugged terrain of eastern Ecuador kept a remarkable secret hidden from the outside world. In the Upano area, archaeologists have unearthed a sprawling ancient metropolis that is changing how we view Amazonian history. This site, believed to be around 2,500 years old, once housed a thriving population for nearly 1,000 years. The most stunning part is its sheer size. With over 300 square kilometers surveyed, researchers have counted an incredible 6,000 rectangular platforms arranged carefully around central plazas. Each platform measures about 20 by 10 meters, and groups of them form neighborhoods or districts connected by roads and canals. At the center of these clusters, higher, more elaborate platforms may have served as ceremonial centers or gathering places. The presence of numerous small plazas also hints that this complex city was designed for communal life, trade, and possibly important rituals tied to the surrounding environment. One of the most astonishing elements is the 25-kilometer-long route that runs through the settlement, cutting straight through the jungle. This road appears to have been laid out with great precision, revealing an advanced level of urban planning. It suggests that the people here understood their terrain well, designing infrastructure to accommodate daily travel, ceremonial processions, and even large-scale gatherings. Additionally, canals weaving between neighborhoods hint at a sophisticated water management system. This could have helped with irrigation, flood control, or the movement of goods by boat. Even more fascinating is the city's location. The metropolis stands in the fertile shadow of a nearby volcano, which may have played a pivotal role in spiritual beliefs. Living so close to a powerful natural force might have influenced religious ceremonies or been a practical choice for farming in the volcanic soil. Either way, the use of such a site challenges the once common belief that all Amazonian peoples were small, nomadic groups without complex communities. Experts say this finding forces us to rethink Eurocentric notions of civilization. Far from being deserted or undeveloped, much of the Amazon was in fact home to interconnected societies that reshaped their surroundings. They built roads, raised platforms, and created communal spaces that thrived for centuries. With each new discovery, we learn more about their deep understanding of nature, astronomy, and engineering. By looking closely at their achievements, we gain a richer picture of human history, one that recognizes the ingenuity and resilience of those who once called the Amazon their home. Acre geoglyphs. The Brazilian state of Acre is home to some of the most striking and mysterious earthworks ever found in the Amazon, the Acre geoglyphs. These massive shapes, discovered through a combination of aerial surveys and on-the-ground exploration, show that ancient societies shaped their environment in ways we never imagined. Once thought to be natural formations, these circular, rectangular, and sometimes polygonal outlines are now recognized as the work of skilled builders who mobilized large groups of people to bring their vision to life. Standing at impressive scales, some spanning hundreds of meters, these earthworks challenge the old idea that the Amazon was a wild and untouched land. Instead, the Acre geoglyphs hint at complex communities that thrive deep in the rainforest. Their careful designs include surrounding ditches and earthen walls, suggesting these structures required advanced planning, coordinated labor, and a thorough knowledge of the local environment. Researchers believe that thousands of workers would have been needed to dig and shape the Earth into forms that still baffle us today. Even more captivating is the question of purpose. What drove these ancient peoples to create such grand geometrical shapes? Some experts see them as ceremonial centers where communities gather to mark important events, perform rituals, or celebrate seasonal changes. Others propose that the shapes may have served as territorial markers, establishing boundaries between different groups. While the precise reason remains unknown, the level of organization and shared cultural identity needed to produce them is clear. A common thread running through the study of the Acre geoglyphs is the evidence of a richly developed cultural life. These structures were likely points of pride for the people who built them, reflecting both their technical skill and their sense of community. The scale and precision of the geoglyphs also open the door to ideas about astronomy and timekeeping. Some scientists wonder if their placement relates to solar or lunar events, suggesting an even deeper connection to the surrounding cosmos. Santarém Earthworks. The city of Santarém, located in Pará State, Brazil, is home to some of the Amazon's most intriguing ancient earthworks. These intricate designs are still visible today thanks to modern imaging tools such as satellite imagery and drone surveys. At first glance, one might mistake them for random patterns carved into the ground by natural forces. Yet experts quickly realized that these shapes, from broad circles to interlocking geometric patterns, are the work of skilled hands. They speak to a sophisticated society that left its mark on the land in a deliberate and organized way. Much like the famous Acre geoglyphs, the Santarém earthworks appear to be connected by a network of faint pathways and ditches. Some researchers suggest these acted as ceremonial roads, perhaps used during important rituals or religious festivals. Evidence points to regular gatherings at these sites, indicating a well-structured and complex culture. Rather than simple footpaths, these routes likely served as actual roadways, wide enough for large groups of people to travel between sacred landmarks. The geometry itself is mesmerizing. Some shapes overlap, while others stand independently, hinting at multiple periods of construction or varied uses over time. These patterns were clearly planned, as their layouts follow consistent measurements, often aligned with specific geographic or astronomical points. Some archaeologists have noted that certain earthworks may have been positioned to interact with key solar or lunar events, aligning with the rising or setting sun on special dates. This level of design and foresight suggests the builders kept a close watch on the sky and marked the passage of seasons through these earthworks. The sheer effort required to create these structures speaks volumes about the people who once lived here. Large groups of workers would have needed to move tons of earth, dig impressive ditches, and shape the ground into perfect geometric forms. Such a task implies organization, shared goals, and perhaps a well-managed leadership structure. It also points to a deep understanding of the local environment, including knowledge of weather patterns, soil composition, and the best times to undertake large-scale construction. Overall, the intricate designs at Santarém force us to rethink the image of the Amazon as a purely untouched wilderness. Instead, these earthworks reveal a different reality, one where a vibrant society flourished, engineering massive projects that integrated art, astronomy, and communal gathering places. In doing so, they left behind a testament to their creativity, unity, and advanced understanding of the world in which they lived. Purus's hidden circle. For years, the Amazon was viewed as a wild, untouched environment, but the discovery of circular ditches aligned with celestial events has shattered that notion. These features are not only awe-inspiring for their perfect geometry, they also suggest an advanced culture that tracked the movements of the sun and possibly other celestial bodies. Archaeologists have found that certain ditches, often paired with central platforms, seem to capture the sunrise or sunset during key points of the year, like solstices and equinoxes. Such precise alignments indicate a deep awareness of astronomy. Far from random, these ditches appear to be deliberate in their placement, suggesting that their creators understood changing seasonal patterns. This knowledge could have allowed ancient people to predict dry or rainy cycles, plan agricultural work, and even organize communal gatherings tied to cosmic events. Many societies around the world use celestial cues to mark significant rituals, and the Amazon may have been no exception. In some cases, the circular ditches feature carefully tapered ramps or entrances. This design might have allowed participants to enter during sunrise ceremonies or evening rituals illuminated by the final glow of the day. Standing on the central platform at dawn, ancient worshippers or leaders could have greeted the rising sun as a symbol of renewal and life, linking daily activities to the rhythms of the sky. The effort to build these earthworks was immense. Tons of earth had to be moved and carefully shaped into precise circles, hinting at organized labor and specialized knowledge. Community leaders might have coordinated these construction projects, directing people to dig at specific times of year, perhaps coinciding with favorable weather or cultural events. The fact that these sites remain mostly intact today shows the remarkable skill of their builders. Researchers continue to debate whether these circles served strictly as observatories, ceremonial spaces, or a mix of both. Some experts argue they could have been gathering points for important celebrations, where entire communities came together to honor the changing seasons. Others think they might also have outlined sacred territories, marking boundaries that connected the heavens and earth. Regardless of their exact purpose, these circular ditches with potential celestial alignments prove that the Amazon's hidden past is far more complex than once believed. Each discovery adds another pixel to the bigger picture of vibrant, intelligent cultures that manage to thrive in a demanding environment. By studying these earthworks, we gain a deeper appreciation for ancient ingenuity and a reminder that even in the densest jungles, humanity has always looked toward the stars. Mysterious causeways, extending for kilometers through the dense Amazon rainforest, ancient causeways and road networks stand as one of the most striking legacies of pre-Columbian societies. Far from the scattered footpaths one might expect, these thoroughfares are often wide, straight, and methodically planned. Their presence alone forces us to question the long-held myth of the Amazon as a wild territory occupied solely by small, nomadic groups. In several regions, particularly in eastern Ecuador and parts of Brazil, archaeologists and researchers have uncovered roads that connect grand earthworks, elaborate geoglyphs, and ceremonial sites. The causeways functioned like arteries, linking far-flung settlements and fostering a sense of unity among communities. It is not uncommon to find raised roadways stretching for more than 20 kilometers, defying the rugged terrain that surrounds them. Building these structures would have required deep knowledge of both engineering and the environment, from drainage considerations to material sourcing and seasonal weather patterns. One of the most fascinating theories is that these straight roads may have been used for processions, festivals, or pilgrimages. Certain routes led directly to geoglyphs that align with solar events, suggesting a ritualistic component. Perhaps entire communities gathered along these causeways to celebrate religious holidays, seasonal cycles, or political alliances. In this sense, roads were more than just pathways for trade and transportation. They were integral to cultural identity and communal life. The construction of such causeways reinforces the idea that Amazonian societies had a high degree of social organization. Managing labor, coordinating resources, and maintaining infrastructure on this scale would have been no small feat. Some experts suggest a centralized authority could have overseen these efforts, ensuring that workers cooperated across large territories. It also implies shared beliefs and goals, uniting individuals in a vision that transcended mere survival. Adding to the mystery, is the fact that many of these ancient roads remain visible in satellite or aerial images today. In some areas, thick vegetation regrows, but faint lines show the footprints of infrastructure built centuries or even millennia ago. Where present-day explorers see only trees and undergrowth, advanced imaging reveals the echoes of an intelligent culture that once mastered its environment. Taken together, the Amazon's extensive causeways and road networks serve as a powerful reminder that we have much yet to learn about the region's past. They not only challenge our assumptions about early societies, but also help us reimagine the rainforest itself as a stage for remarkable feats of human ingenuity. Monumental mounds scattered throughout the Amazon basin remain one of the most fascinating puzzles of pre-Columbian archaeology. Unlike the geometric earthworks that lie flat on the ground, these mounds tower above their surrounding, hinting at a society with both the vision and the teamwork needed to reshape the natural landscape. Built by hand, with soil, clay, or other local materials, they often feature layered construction that suggests they evolved over generations. Their presence alone challenges old ideas that the Amazon was home only to small, wandering groups with little evidence of complex social organization. One of the most striking theories about these mounds is that they may have functioned as ceremonial platforms, hosting large gatherings, religious rituals, or community feasts. Because some of them are positioned near other ceremonial structures, like circular ditches or geometric earthworks, it seems likely that these raised platforms added a spiritual or cultural dimension to the land. People could have used them in festivals that honored deities, nature spirits, or even great ancestors. Such important gatherings might have involved music, dancing, and the exchange of goods and ideas, all taking place atop these elevated spots. Another possible role for these mounds was defense. The Amazon, despite its dense greenery and rich biodiversity, could be a harsh and unpredictable place. Yearly floods, wild animals, and the threat of rival groups might have motivated communities to build structures with an element of protection. Elevated mounds would have allowed them to keep an eye on the surrounding terrain, store essential supplies above floodwaters, and even shelter people or livestock during storm. The raised ground could also serve as a barrier to large predators or surprise attacks. Beyond defense and ceremony, researchers have found hints of agriculture near many of these mounds, leading to a broader view of landscape management. By strategically placing crops around or on the slopes of these mounds, pre-Columbian societies could have harnessed variations in soil composition, moisture, and exposure to sunlight. Over time, repeated use and construction might have allowed the mounds to become fertile, layered features that supported year-round farming. These efforts demonstrate a community not just surviving, but actively thriving and transforming the environment. Together, these monumental mounds tell us that Amazonian societies were more advanced than once believed. They point to a culture that blended engineering, ceremony, defense, and agriculture into feats of construction that still captivate researchers today. In reshaping the land according to their own needs and beliefs, these ancient builders left behind a legacy that speaks to human ingenuity, creativity, and purposeful design. Advanced water management. Water is life, especially in the dense and ever-changing environment of the Amazon rainforest. It's little wonder that ancient societies here put so much energy into mastering water management. Far from simple ditches or makeshift ponds, the systems they built show a deep understanding of hydraulics, agriculture, and even social coordination. Researchers have found canals, channels, and reservoirs in close proximity to geometric earthworks and monumental mounds, suggesting that water usage was woven into their construction plans from the start. Imagine living in a region known for both flash flooding and seasonal drought. To survive and thrive, communities had to control water flow in ways that balanced daily needs with long-term sustainability. Many canals were designed to catch rainwater and distribute it evenly, preventing both erosion and crop damage. Others served as transport routes, allowing goods and people to move quickly between settlements, especially during the rainy season. This level of infrastructure hints at a sophisticated society capable of large-scale organization. Equally fascinating is how these water systems worked alongside the natural contours of the land. Ancient engineers likely studied slopes, soil types, and water currents, adjusting their designs for each setting. With these thoughtful measures, they turned potential challenges like seasonal flooding into advantages. By redirecting floodwaters into carefully built channels, they could replenish farmlands with nutrient-rich silt without destroying nearby homes or ceremonial spaces. Today, scientists marvel at how well such methods aligned with principles of sustainable land management. In certain sites, canals seem directly linked to ceremonial or ritual structures. This raises questions about water's sacred importance in these communities. Perhaps they believed that controlling water was not just a practical task, but also a spiritual one. Since many earthworks align with celestial events, it's plausible that water played a role in religious ceremonies, purifications, or special gatherings tied to the changing seasons. The careful design of these canals could have reflected both a practical and a mystical connection to the natural world. Geometric patterns. Encoded geometric patterns found throughout the Amazon may be the most puzzling clue we have about the region's ancient societies. From soaring aerial views, these shapes appear as circles, polygons, and spirals etched into the ground. They differ from random markings because they follow precise measurements, hinting at a deliberate and possibly symbolic design. The sheer variation, from simple outlines to sophisticated interlocking motifs, suggests that their creators intentionally encoded meaning within those shapes, transforming the land into a vast canvas of hidden messages. In places like Acre, Brazil, and Santarém, large earthworks form geometric layouts that could have united people in communal ritual. Some researchers think these puzzling symbols were more than just eye-catching designs. They might have played a role in how ancient communities interpreted the world around them. If you imagine standing within one of these shapes during a ceremony, surrounded by earthen walls or ditches, you can sense how geometry and art blended with spirituality. The patterns may have served as stages for festival, gatherings, or other shared events that bonded people together through a common vision. Even more mysterious is the possible connection between these earthbound patterns and the skies above. Many earthworks seem aligned with the sun's path, suggesting that the shapes acted as giant calendars. At certain times of the year, such as solstices or equinoxes, shadows or sunlight might have fallen in just the right way to highlight sections of the design. This cosmic pairing of geometry and astronomy points to a culture that appreciated patterns in both nature and the heavens, weaving them into a single, unified world-view. Of course, the full meaning behind these encoded designs remains open to debate. Some experts see them as boundary markers, while others focus on their ceremonial nature. Still others wonder if they were meant to be read like symbolic scripts, telling stories about gods, ancestors, or mythical journeys. What unites all these viewpoints is the belief that these patterns served an important social and spiritual role, reflecting a close relationship between people and their environment. Far from random shapes in the dirt, these encoded geometric patterns represent the impressive intellectual life of Amazonian builders who managed large-scale projects across the rainforest. Their choice to carve precise circles, lines, and shapes into the earth speaks to a deep cultural identity, one that proudly blended art, science, and ritual. By studying these designs, we catch a glimpse of a hidden language preserved in the ground itself, waiting to be explored. Circular ditches. Circular ditches are one of the most fascinating discoveries hidden in the heart of the Amazon. Deep amid the green, wild jungle, these circular formations tell a story of human creativity and a deep bond with nature. Imagine walking along a narrow trail and suddenly coming upon a perfect circle carved into the earth. At the center of this circle, there is a raised platform that seems positioned to catch the very first rays of the morning sun or the gentle glow of a setting day. This careful design makes you wonder if the builders used these sites like early calendars, marking special days and seasons for important community events. Many experts have noted that these circles often line up with the movement of the sun during solstices and equinoxes. The builders must have paid close attention to the sky, learning its secrets through observation. By aligning the circular ditches with sunrise or sunset, they could track the passage of time and guide their planting, harvest, and celebration seasons. In this way, nature itself became a partner in their daily lives, a trusted clock that never missed a beat. Standing next to one of these circular ditches, you might feel a strong connection to those who built it. The smooth, rounded shape and the clear mark of an intentional center speak of careful planning and community effort. These were not random sketches in the dirt. They were built with purpose. The central platform might have served as a gathering spot where people met, celebrated, and even prayed. In a world without modern clocks or calendars, the rising and setting of the sun were natural markers of time. The circular ditch may well have been a place to watch these daily miracles and to celebrate the change of seasons. This connection between the earth and the sky is simple yet profound. By building structures that echoed the patterns of the heavens, ancient Amazonian people showed that they held art, science, and spirit in equal regard. These circles remind us that even in the midst of an untamed jungle, human hands can shape the land to reflect a deep understanding of nature's rhythm. Astronomical alignments. Astronomical alignments in the ancient Amazon are one of the most enchanting mysteries discovered in the deep jungle. Modern explorers using aerial surveys and drone technology have uncovered vast earthworks hidden beneath thick layers of trees. These structures, including geoglyphs, mounds, and circular ditches, often seem to follow the path of the sun. Their careful orientation towards sunrise or sunset suggests that early inhabitants had a deep respect and understanding of the sky. They used the heavens to mark time, celebrate the seasons, and guide their daily lives. Imagine standing in a quiet clearing where the central platform of a circular ditch catches the very first light of dawn. On the summer solstice, as the sun rises in the east, its warm glow illuminates the heart of the structure, marking a new beginning. Farther along, a large mound faces the western horizon, precisely aligned to watch the sun set on the winter solstice. These alignments are not random. They offer clues that these ancient people embedded natural events into the very fabric of their culture. This blend of art, science, and spirituality shows that the builders connected deeply with nature. They did not merely construct pathways or clear areas for buildings, they created living calendars. Their methods remind us that long before modern clocks and devices, simple observations of the sun provided a reliable guide to the rhythms of life. Community gatherings at these sites may well have centered around the spectacle of a sunrise or a sunset, celebrating harvest, renewal, and the cycle of the seasons. The idea that ancient Amazonian societies built their monuments with celestial events in mind sparks wonder even today. It tells us that they looked to the sky not only for timekeeping, but also for inspiration. Every aligned geoglyph and mound whispers timeless secrets about how humans once saw their place in the universe. Whether used for ritual ceremonies or as a reminder of the natural order, these ancient markers connect us to the past in a very human way. Today, as scientists unravel these clues using modern technology, we are invited to appreciate both the beauty and the intelligence of these early builders. Their legacy, carved into the earth and aligned with the heavens, remains a powerful story of community, observation, and respect for nature's eternal cycle. These timeless alignments continue to inspire us, urging a deeper respect for the wisdom of our ancestors. Thanks for watching another episode. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.